I love what I'm about to show you because it is by far the fastest pathway to learning something, anything, and reach expertise. It doesn't matter what you want to excel at. These 6 steps will help get you there, because sometimes when you're trying to learn something new, it's easy to plateau and not know how to move forward. But with this route map, which, as with everything I cover on this channel, is backed by evidence, you know exactly what to do to reach the goal of expertise. And if you're stuck, it'll help you to figure out the next move. Can it make you a genius? Well, that depends, and what is a genius anyway? What it can do is move your thinking from lower order to higher order and unlock the almost limitless potential of your brain. With its 85 billion neurons and 100 trillion synapses, it is the most complex structure in the universe, and it's inside your head. And these 6 steps will help you unlock its potential. But these 6 steps themselves aren't quite enough. Let's go through them first and then see what else you need. Step 1.
Remember.
Memory is the mother of the muses. It all starts here. Actually, as a little aside, Mnemosyne literally was the mother of the 9 muses in Greek mythology, and the goddess Mnemosyne is where we get the word for mnemonic. Memory obviously plays an important role in becoming an expert in something. What does that mean in practice? Perhaps you're learning about cells in biology, being able to label the parts of a cell. That's remembering, or remembering what the mean is in statistics. We have to be able to memorize the elements of knowledge needed for the next steps. Step 2.
Understand.
You can't be an expert in something without understanding it. So when you're faced with new information, you have to work through the ideas until you understand them. What does that cell that you labeled do? What does the mean mean? Why is it necessary? Step 3.
Apply.
Apply the knowledge that you've just acquired. Answer questions on the topic. Given some data, can you calculate the mean? Or given a particular scenario, how might that cell respond? If we're looking at literature, can you interpret a passage of text? What is the author saying? Now, those 3 steps involve lower cognitive skills. That's not to put them down, they're important and provide the foundation of what's to come. But they are not where expertise resides. If it's expertise you want, the next steps are what you should be aiming for. Step 4.
Analyze.
What methods did this statistical report use to arrive at its conclusions? How did the author achieve that particular effect? We're looking for details to see how certain outcomes were achieved, comparing and contrasting pieces of work to determine their differences and similarities. That is analysis, using what we've learnt to break down and analyse something new. What concepts and ideas do the arguments use? Step 5.
Evaluate.
Take a look at this scientific paper and assess the quality of its research. What are the strengths and weaknesses of a particular theory? How would you improve it? What criticism would you make of this data analysis report? It's like you're the teacher or lecturer and are coming to the conclusion about the value of a piece of work. And finally, step 6.
Create.
Can you combine what you know to create a new and original piece of work? Linking existing knowledge to come up with a new and interesting perspective. Writing an essay or creating a counter-argument for something you've read. It could be a research question and a way of testing it, or a piece of music or art, or even software. Anything really, but importantly, you're combining what you've learned at all those different levels to create something of your own. Now, steps 4, 5 and 6 push the higher cognitive skills, and it's in these that you will form expertise. But the way I've presented this is a little misleading. Oh, and by the way, what I've just described has a name. It's called Bloom's taxonomy, after the educational psychologist Benjamin Bloom. He devised this taxonomy in 1956, and it was amended to the version I've just shared with you in 2001. But you can probably see how it's slightly misleading. It gives the impression that these steps occur sequentially. First you remember and then understand and so on. But that's not how our brains work. When I'm learning something, often these processes, if they're happening at all, occur simultaneously. And you might be able to see why they work, because they lead you towards a skill or habit that over and over again has been shown to be the greatest learning advantage you can have. And that's critical thinking. Many different studies have shown the benefits of critical thinking for health, well-being and career. It's a skill that, if you can cultivate, will improve your life, and Bloom's taxonomy gives you a way to assess whether you're thinking critically or just remembering and understanding. It's a tool that's more often used by teachers to assess than by learners, but I think it's an incredibly useful tool for learners too, which is why I wanted to share it with you. Now, as always in my videos, I just want to introduce you to ideas that can help you take your learning further, and I would urge you to research Bloom's taxonomy to find out how to apply it in your own specific needs. But before you do that, remember this. Successful learning has 4 requirements. 1. Attention. You can't learn if you're not present. Distractions kill your learning. Remove them before starting any study session. 2. Active engagement. If you're passively absorbing information, you're not absorbing anything. Curiosity is the key. Whenever you're learning or reading something new, engage, ask questions. Why? How? What if? Does this relate to something else? 3. Error feedback. So we can update our understanding and fine-tune our mental models. And 4. Consolidation. Practice and sleep are necessary to master anything. Make these a part of your learning routine and combine them with Bloom's taxonomy, and you will become an expert on anything you want. Have you ever tried to force yourself to remember something? You can't, it doesn't work. And you can't force yourself to learn either. But there are methods that do work, and today's sponsor, Brilliant.org, knows all about them. Brilliant helps you to become a better thinker and problem solver, with thousands of visual interactive lessons in math, science, programming, data analysis, and AI. There are many reasons why I like it, but here are just 2. Brilliant challenges you to think. The hands-on problem solving forces you to confront the flaws in your thinking and improve them. The second reason I like Brilliant, it helps build a daily learning habit. As with most skills, successful learning requires consistency. Doing it once in a while isn't particularly effective. Brilliant makes learning addictive. You learn a little every day and the results soon start to build up. Brilliant has tons of lessons on many different subjects. If you're interested in AI, you'll like this one, How AI Works. It teaches the foundations of large language models. You'll explore how models like ChatGPT predict words, process text, and build meaning through layers of computation. To see how far you could go with Brilliant and to try everything they have to offer free, go to brilliant.org/pythonprogrammer or click on the link in the description or just scan the QR code. You'll also get 20% off an annual premium subscription.